Good day, mate. It's the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
And it's Cejudo, aka Triple C.
And we are back with another episode of Pound for a Pound.
A Shadowline production.
Guys, big news going on right now in the last couple of days. A lot of changes. UFC 303, Conor McGregor is out. Once again, leaving Michael Chandler opponentless. But, I mean, Henry, a lot of big news, a lot of big changes happening yesterday. I mean, how did you expect? I mean, obviously, we expected something like this, right?
Yeah, let me put it to you this way, Kamaru. Conor McGregor, the fact that Conor McGregor has to pull out, that's actually a really good sign. You know what I'm saying? What do I mean by that? Is he's probably killing a little bit of his ego, and now he's taking it a lot more serious than ever. So it's also an experience for him. So the way that I'm taking it to Kamaru is like they're gonna fight. I think he's at that point where I want to make sure that I'm 100%. Like this comeback to me is real. I'm not sure how you're taking it, Kamar, but that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, there's no such thing as 100%. As fighters, we always go in there with bumps and bruises. If you can get in there at closer to 80, excuse me, that makes that almost any fighter is going to be happy with something like that. But obviously, you're right. It's something that's significant enough for Conor McGregor to say, you know what, I want to put out the best possible product out there for all the fans and all the people who have been waiting for my return. I want to put out the best me that I can. So I have to push this back because I am not able to give that right now based on whatever injury that happened, whether, who knows? It could have been a cut. It could have still been the leg. It could have been, it doesn't matter. But, for him to say, you know what, I'm going to sit for a little bit. I'm going to push this back and just prepare myself a little bit more. It does say a lot, Henry. I agree with you. But on the flip side, Michael Chandler now, once again, is sitting, twiddling his thumbs. There's a lot of things that go into a fight like this. There's a lot of preparation. And Michael Chandler seems like he's been doing all of that. He's got a lot of things, going on here, riding on this fight, riding on this circus. And it seems like it just continues to be pulled from, away. It's like dangling a carrot in front of him. And they've been doing that now for a while. So I feel for Michael Chandler as well.
Yeah, no, of course, man. And I think now it's funny, man. Was it Trailblazer? Kevin Holland posted a picture of on his Instagram of Michael Chandler looking so old, dude. It looks so real, dude. Like with the graphics nowadays, like you like it's super hilarious, but it shows him all kind of old, white, white beard, white, just wrinkled everywhere, with just waiting for Connor. But it's what it is. I do believe Connor is ready, and I think at this point, I mean, it's all going to prepare both men to be 100%.
Yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. It has to happen. I actually have to say, good on Conor for being able to say, you know what, I'm not prepared enough to go in there because there's some guys that would jump in there, whether they're closer to 80 or not. They jump in there. So, yeah. And Michael Chandler, this is just more time for you to prepare. This should make you, of course, I know it sucks, but this should make you even hungrier. This should make you even more upset and prepare a lot more. So when you do get that opportunity to go in there, you're able to, take full advantage of that time.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, the main event has now officially been replaced by Yuri Prochazka and Alex Pereira.
Alex Pereira. I mean, let's just really sit back and take a look at the journey that Alex Pereira has been on. Look at this journey. Look at the place that this man from somewhere in a bar watching Israel Adesanya win titles, defend titles, and talk about you, to you flipping and getting into the sport, to you coming over to the UFC, and in less than 2 years, you are now the marquee guy to go to for moments like this. He was just what was that? What, UFC 300? He headlined, which was a monumental moment, and now you're the guy for International Fight Week, which is arguably one of the biggest weekends for UFC. And now you get that call again, and that call equals a lot of cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. And of course, your opponents aren't exactly, of course, you're skilled, you're a champion, you're defending, but your opponent aren't exactly making it hard on you to be able to go in here, fight after fight, turn over pay-per-view after pay-per-view, and collect these checks. So, I mean, what a time to be Alex Pereira, to be able to come in here and cash in on opportunities like this. I mean, man, congratulations, Alex Pereira, taking on Yuri Prochazka.
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. And it's a rematch too, Kamaru. It's a rematch of, obviously it was a quick fight, but it was a rematch of, their prior fight. So I think Yuri has really made those adjustments, man. And will Yuri Prochazka's movements be, make it very problematic for a guy like Alex Pereira? So, Alex Pereira, as you said, Kamaru, he's on a roll. But there's so many other great news too. With you just see Diego Lopez versus Brian Ortega.
I'm excited for that fight. I'm really excited for that fight. I love Brian Ortega, and I like this young kid. I like Diego Lopez. Unfortunately, he had to take out one of my young guns in the Sadiq Youssef last fight. But Diego Lopez is a kid that I am very, very high on. Yes, he's young. He's newer in the UFC, but has a lot of experience, and it shows out there. He is fearless, and man, I really think this is a guy that we are talking about contesting for that title here in the next year, for sure.
Yeah, I mean they're pushing him. They're pushing him. He wanted the Russian, and the Russian had never really replied to him. So he's fighting. I want to say Ortega's either 4 or 5 ranks.
Ortega is number 3, I believe.
Number three. Well, a win over that dude, man. That puts him one fight away. If he wins that to potentially fighting for a title. I mean, even looking at the whole card too, what was just added too is obviously Jamal Hill got injured, and he's fighting. Now
Right.
Anthony Smith is replacing him right now.
Was it? I think it was. Was it disclosed on what happened to Jamal Hill? I think was he a cut? Was it a re-injury? What is there anything disclosed of why that he's out?
Yeah, no, I personally I have no idea, but I imagine it's probably more like an injury because he's begging to get back after his fight with Alex Pereira.
Yeah. So injury, I believe it was. But yeah, that's so. First opponent, his opponent, which was who was Jamal Hill's first opponent? It was someone that was replaced by Olberg.
Yeah, both.
And then now Jamal Hill is out, and that's replaced by Anthony Smith, this is a good fight. This is a really good fight. This is a fight that the UFC probably would have made already. Or in the future, probably a fight that they would make. So this is just speeds up the timeline. It does kind of suck that, there's not a ton of time for a guy like Anthony Smith to prepare, especially for a young gun like this. Olberg is just is gaining more and more confidence, and he's growing in who he is and his maturity inside that octagon. And so I would have liked to see, a veteran like Anthony Smith get a little bit more time to prepare for a guy like this, because just like in the last fight where we kind of was doubting him and felt that he was out, Anthony Smith went out there with the proper time, was able to get that done. So I'm anxious to see how this fight plays out. I'm anxious to see the Anthony Smith that shows up. But there's a clear path to victory here, Henry. Clear path to victory here for both guys.
Ooh, okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think Carlos is. I think the UFC is pushing Carlos. Can we see the card once again? Can you put up there, Logan?
Yeah, we've got Anthony Smith taking on Carlos Ulberg. You got and of course co-main event Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopez. Main event Alex Pereira versus Yuri Prochazka. And the fight before Anthony Smith is who is Anthony? I think the girls. Yes, Maria Bueno Silva taking on Macy Chasson. So that's a good fight as well. Chasson is on a streak, and she's looking to, obviously put herself now in that title contention. And of course, the fight that was announced earlier this month, Ian Gary taking on MVP Michael Venom Page. And look at you, you do the stupid hand. Oh my God, Henry.
I actually like it. I actually
No,
like it. Come on.
I like it when MVP does it. I don't like when you do it. It makes me just want to punch you when you do it.
Hey, I'm the king of cringe, dude. I'm like Mr. Psycho.
So it's still a great card. You gotta expect, obviously, some people are gonna want refunds. The people that have already kind of pre-ordered are gonna want some type of refund because a lot of people were anticipating Conor for a fight like this. But this is still a great card, and obviously I'm still gonna be tuned in. Henry, what about you?
Yeah, no, 100%, man. I think the UFC always tends to do this, man.
And best,
It's like like the Conor McGregor, pulling out, and obviously somebody like Alex, taking a last minute fight practically, is it prepared? Is there a lot of unanswered questions? How confident does he have to be? Because I will say this, being Alex Pereira, he's gonna have to be confident because he's gonna have to go for broke if he doesn't feel like he's in shape. I personally, come on, have never taken a fight on a show. Like I've never been that guy, dude. Like if I was like, I never
well,
really, you know what I'm saying? So
listen. First of all, we and this is the culture now. We see Henry. We've been seeing a lot of clips of Alex Pereira like beating somebody up in a gym, or like when did we get into this culture to where every sparring session now is your videos are leaked. Like this guy's sparring this guy, the video's leaked. Alex Pereira is sparring a boxer, the video's leaked. Alex Pereira is sparring this kid, and he's a video of him beating somebody up. That seems to be like every week now. All these fighters, they spar, and then the videos are leaked. Bro, we got, me and Justin Gaethje have hours and hours of sparring, videos. Me and a bunch of different guys in the gym, but those aren't leaked. So we've got into this culture now to where all these videos are leaked. So Alex is not a guy to where I'm like, oh, he's out of shape. Alex can always go in there and just fight if he needs to fight. The thing is, can he get that weight down? Because we know Alex Pereira is a big boy. And so if he can make that weight, I think he's going to do just fine. But like you mentioned earlier, Henry, the UFC are the best at pivoting in situations like this. So big shout out to Hunter Campbell, Mick, and Sean, Dana, all you guys. Big shout out, Hunter. You texted me. I texted you back. You ain't respond. So we got to talk about that. At least respond to it, brother. You feel me? So, but pivoting real quick, another pivot, Henry. Khamzat Chimaev is out of his fight with Robert Whittaker in Saudi Arabia, and now steps in just as dangerous of an opponent, if not more dangerous, because he's relatively unknown. Ikram Aliskerov.
yeah, Aliskerov. Yeah, man.
What you know about Ikram, Henry? What you know about him?
Well, he's his only losses to Khamzat Chimaev, dude, and I think this guy has gotten better since the first time he fought Khamzat till now. I think this dude actually is dangerous. Well, we're also talking about Robert Whittaker. We're talking about the Reaper. I was about to start doing this for some reason, but we're talking about Robert Whittaker, man. Robert Whittaker,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, he's a guy that's a veteran of the game, former champ, has fought nothing but the best, has been the gatekeeper, only second, only next to the champ at that time in Israel. I did Sanya. I mean, the dude is hard, man. If I hope he's ready, which I believe he is, man. He's got 60 fights in this game, to fight against a guy that is a real vet, and a guy like Robert Whittaker. Like, what adjustments he's gonna have to do because could his striking be enough, or could his wrestling be enough?
Okay, and this is what I'm gonna say is this is why this fight is just as, if not more dangerous. Is Khamzat Chimaev? We almost 100% knew that Khamzat's gonna come out. He's gonna shoot. He's gonna try to take you down. 100%. Khamzat can stand with you. Great striking as well. But Khamzat almost 100% was gonna take you down, or attempt at least to try to take you down. But now you got a guy like Ikram who, Henry, if you don't know that much about Ikram is very, very, very good. He's the guy that was signed, I believe, maybe a year and some change ago, and has finished every opponent, I believe, almost every opponent. I think he has maybe one decision in the UFC. But look at that. Knockout. Is that submission? And one decision since being in the UFC. I mean, Ikram is not playing. He came in here and he's made the best of it, and now he gets an opportunity like that. And it's a guy that I actually do know, because back in the day, training for RDA, training for my title fight with Tyron Woodley, Ikram was a guy that was able to come in and spar with me and help me get prepared for that. So I know him well. And this dude ain't no joke. My man can go. Because when these guys were rotating on me, he did not, I mean, he probably took it a little easy, but they was putting it on me. So I know that this is a guy that can go, and I think because he's relatively unknown, that's what makes him a little bit more dangerous, because Robert Whittaker knew what to expect and what to train for fighting a guy like Khamzat Chimaev. So I'm excited. I think this is a great main event. Saudi Arabia is still lucked up. They got someone else to step in there. And first of all, and another thing, shout out to Robert Whittaker for taking the fight. You know, hopefully you got a little something, a little grease on them elbows just for still sticking with it. But yeah, you've done the training camp. You're prepared to go, and they offered you a new opponent. And this is what it be. This is what it means to be a BMF, to be a champion, to be the top dog. You got to be ready for all comers at all time. And Robert Whittaker answered the call. And so I'm excited for that. I can't wait to watch it. But as always, you know that Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Right now, all new users to Underdog will receive up to $250 in bonus cash for their first deposit and the Pick'em special. Use code P4P, that's pound for pound, when you sign up. Click the link in the description and support the show. We casted some picks, but because my big dog, Ikram Aliskerov, had to slide over to Saudi Arabia, now, Henry, I think we should throw one more other pick in there from another fight. What you think? I think we should throw one in there.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do that. Is that Heston? Or Heston? Brady Heston taking on Garrett. Yeah, Brady Heston taking on Garrett. Ooh, I like that. Taking on Garrett Armfield. Yeah, I like that fight. Garrett Armfield is a kid that I believe he still trains down here at Killcliff FC in South Florida with Henry Hooft and the gang and Greg Jones and all these guys. And, of course, Sean Soriano. I like that. I like that fight, Henry. What are you thinking? I like that. We're going fight time with Garrett. So they basically, it's saying if Garrett wins, it's going to be a decision, pretty much. That's what this is saying. Significant strikes, 7. I'm going to go lower with Garrett. Significant strike with Garrett. I don't think it'd take over 70 to get this fight out of there, to stop this fight. So I'm going to go significant strike with Garrett Armfield. I'm going to go lower.
Okay. So you're talking about that means it's more like he's going to wrestle.
I don't know. Why are you asking questions, Henry? Huh?
Yeah. Well, look, you
trying to copy me?
No. Because this is the name of the game. I'm going to go with submission attempts for Garrett. I'm going to go higher.
Higher. Okay. You go with that. All right. Well, all of our underdog picks are in. And we obviously will go over them after I go ahead and get the win for the week with my picks. So that's what we're gonna go with our underdog pick for this week. Underdog, as always, the best place to play fantasy sports, and our picks are in. So make sure you tune in. UFC Fight Night this weekend, going down. Henry, big news. We touched on them. And stay tuned. It's about to be a fantastic next couple of weeks of fights. As always, I am the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
Henry Cejudo, a.k.a. Triple C.
Good day, mate.
We're out.